Yeah, hearken to my sincere supplication. When I'm weak and when I stumble, you are always there to catch me when I fall. You are my rock and salvation. Only one that I can trust, you're my best friend. Whenever I'm in doubt, to you I'll give a shout. With hands held high, I'll be calling on your name. Yeah, I reign to worship you. Bow down, all praise to you. All praise up high to worship you. Yeah, all praise to you. I need you.
Shalawam, shalawam, shalawam. With a beautiful, beautiful song. Going right into that, let's give all praises be to our Abba Nawa, Yahweh Allah, the Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel, the power, and his only begotten Son, our Savior, our King, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. All praises be to our Abba Nawa, Yahweh, with a beautiful, beautiful song. The water for tuning in, for those tuning in, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Shalawam to all the Ahchs and Ahchwaths out there. If you don't know what Shalawam means, peace unto you. Peace. So we're going to dive right into it. I have a good one today. It's not going to be long. As you can see it on the screen, Proverbs. It says the reward of wisdom. So we must use our wisdom while we are in our pilgrimage here on earth, our sojourning here on earth, right? Once again, like I say, Tawada, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. And one more time, we just have to give all praises be to our Abba Nawa Yahweh for waking us up this morning, giving us life this morning. In the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, 20 on down, he said that your mercy and compassion is new every morning, Yahweh, every morning. Therefore, I put my trust and hope in you, Yahweh Allah. So as we get started, we're going to jump right into Proverbs chapter 3, and I'm going to read it from the top today. Usually I start at verse 5 and give a couple, but I think this is so important right here that we just going to start it from right here. Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law. Oh, I forgot to say what this is about. This lesson will be about do not provoke your children. Do not provoke your children. And we have to remember that we are the Most High's children also. No matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been here on this earth, you are still his children. So let's dive into it once again. Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Verse 3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them upon thy neck. Write them upon the table of thy heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim and man. Verse 5, trust in Yahweh with all thine heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. That's very important. Lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. For anybody out there going through something, feeling down, stumbling, falling, or just feel like they're not doing their best, man, acknowledge the Most High Yahweh in all your ways. No matter how far you think you down, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Verse 7, it says, Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. We're commanded to depart from evil. Fear Yahweh. So let's dive right into the lesson. And I'm going to start at the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 3, the 1611 King James Bible. As you see on the screen, King James Bible, Ecclesiasticus, or some may know it as the book of Sirach, right? So we're going to dive right into it, chapter 3. I think that's as big as I can get the words. Oh, a little bit bigger. Okay. Here we go. Verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For Yahweh have given the father honor over the children, and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. So the mother has authority over the sons. This is why women today are, I guess it's nothing new under the sun. You will call them mama boys, you know. It's written that's why they are mama boys, because they have authority over the sons, right? The father has honor over the children. Verse 3. Whoso honoreth his father make an atonement for his sins. So if you honor your father, you will make an atonement for your sins, meaning your sins will be blotted or washed away, right? You make an atonement to get rid of that sin. Verse 4. And he that honoreth his mother is that one that layeth up treasure. That's powerful right there. Whosoever honoreth his father shall have joy of his own children. Joy of his own children, but you have to honor your father first. Now, we know the scriptures is spiritual and physical. So, of course, honor your physical father, but also honor your father that's over us in the Shemayim, or people would say heaven, right? Or Abanawi Yahweh, right? So you have to honor him, and then you shall have joy of his own children. And when he maketh his prayer, he shall what? Be heard. Who will he be heard by? The Father, right? He will be heard by you when you make your prayer. Verse 6. He that honoreth his father, Salakia, he that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto Yahweh shall be a comfort to his mother. I'm going to read that one more time, because that's powerful right there. He that honoreth his father shall have a long life, and he that is obedient unto Yahweh shall be a comfort to his mother. Verse 7. He that feareth Yahweh will honor his father, and will do service unto his parents as to his master. These some powerful precepts right here, powerful verses. Honor thy father and mother, both in word and deed. Say that one more time. Honor thy father and mother, both in word, when they tell you something, and in deed, you do it, that a blessing may come upon thee from them. That's how you receive something, by honoring them, both in word and in deed. Verse 9. For the blessing of the Father establishes the house. This is very important for the fathers, right? For the blessing of the Father establishes the house of the children. When you establish something, you set a foundation, right? But the curse of the mother rooted out the foundation. So the father is trying to lay one foundation and uplift the children to do one thing, but the curse of the mother is what brings the children down, right? The father establishes a certain type of, just say for instance, a curfew. The children are supposed to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Well, if the father is not there at 8 o'clock, the mother may allow them to go to lay down at 8:30, 8:15, maybe possibly at 9, because they like, mommy, can I please, mommy, please? And she may allow them to go past the time that the father has set. But see, the father doesn't do that. The dad doesn't do that. If he sets the time and he establishes that, then that's what it is, right? I'm going to stop right there because we can keep going on. You know, it's so much in here. If you have not read the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, please go ahead and read it. I know I have this on the screen, so somebody might say, well, why don't you just read this on the screen if you're right here? So I'll read 10 and 11, but like I say, it's so much in here. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father, for thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. So when the father goes off or does something wrong, it's not a glory unto thee, right? It's not a good thing. Even though people may point the finger at the dad, or this is why I'm doing this, do not provoke the children, right? Even though he may go off and provoke the children at a time or do something wrong, it's not a glory, meaning don't have joy in that he's falling or he stumbled in a certain aspect or in a certain way. Don't glory in that, right? For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father, and a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children. And that's very important. This is why I just established and said that the wife and the husband, or the man and the woman, need to be on the same page. Whatever the dad has established in the home, the wife needs to stick to that, especially when it comes to the children. Why? Because the children need to know about the authority that he has established. If it's established, there is no going around. There is no lower standard. There is nothing else. Whatever has been established, there is no going around it. When they said, mommy, please, can we stay up to 8:30? No. Your father said bedtime is at 8 o'clock, and whether he here or not here, whether he's home or not at home, that's what the time is, bedtime, 8 o'clock. But see, when she allows him to stay up to 8:30, then that's a dishonor, because she's not honoring what it is that her husband has established or the father has established. Anyway, we'll move on, right? But don't glory in that. It's important that you do not glory in that. Let's go back over here to the Blue Letter Bible, and we're going to jump to Deuteronomy, right? Let's go to some of that old Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 4. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh your Elohim is one. Yahweh, right? And for those who know Hebrew, Shema, Yashra'Allah, Yahweh, Elohim, Yahweh, Akkad, right? So all praises for that. So we're going to continue to read on. And thou shalt love, this is verse 5, and thou shalt love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. So this is something that we must do. We must love him with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart. So we're commanded to do something right here. It said, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart. Salakia for that. Okay, let's get back to it. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart. That was verse 6. Let's move on to verse 7. And thou shalt teach them. I'll just highlight the whole thing. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way. So you have to walk in the way of the commandments. And when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. So you're commanded to teach the commandments to your children. But not only teach them, but they should see you walking in that way. And when you lie down and when you rise up, you're always diligently teaching them the word of the Most High. They always see you in the word, and they always hear the word from your mouth teaching them. So that's important. You're commanded as the father or dad of that house and mother to teach your children, right? Verse 8, and thou shalt bind them for a what? A sign upon thy hand, and they shall be frontlets between thy eyes. So this is a sign. You have to bind them upon your hand. Bind them upon your hand. What does that mean? They should always be in your hand. There should always be in the front of your eyes, like on your, those people wear that thing on the front of their head. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but in your eyesight, from coming out of your eyes, you should always have your mind or your eyes on the word, to not go to the left or go to the right. So it is a sign. Verse 9, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house. You should have these on the post of your house, right? You should have these upon the post of thy house and on thy gates. You shall know. So when somebody enters your house and come to your house, they shall know what type of person that you are and the standard that you stand on, that you are a servant of the Most High Yahweh Allah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Allah of Israel, meaning the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the power of Israel, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life, right? The Shaddai Allah, which means the Almighty in English, okay? So let's move from here, from Deuteronomy. Hopefully you got something from that and it was edifying. Let's go back to Proverbs. And everybody know this one. It's the classic. Everybody should know this one. This one is called the life conduct. On life and conduct, right? Here we go. It's so powerful all in here. I'm going to just jump right to the classic, though. Proverbs 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, which we just read in Deuteronomy. You're commanded to teach your children, right? The laws, the statutes, and commandments. Not only teach them, but walk in the way when when you lie down and when you rise it up. So Proverbs 22 and 6 says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, right? When he is old, this is where it is right here. He will not depart from it. So if you train your children in the way that they should go, it says he will not depart from it. So it's important. These are the instructions that the Most High left us, that we raise our children in the way and teach them the law, statute, and commandments, right? Let's get Matthew. We're going to the book of Matthew. And it's important. And if you didn't know, now you're going to know. Right? That's powerful right there. I mean, that's so powerful. Stumbling blocks, you know. Don't be a stumbling block for your children, you know, provoking them. Let's look at the word provoke before I read this. Provoke.
Provoke.
To stimulate or give a rise to a reaction or emotion, typically a strong or unwelcome one in someone, right? Then I even got it down here. It says, what does it mean to provoke someone? And it says, deliberately annoy. So you're annoying them deliberately as a parent or as a dad or a mom. Annoy them and try to make them behave aggressively. Then it gives an example right here. It says, he started shouting at me, but I didn't do anything to provoke him. And listen, we all have been there as parent. If you are a parent, you have been there, you know. I don't want to just make it seem like nobody has been there before. I've been there before. I've done these things before, but I had to catch myself and go back later and apologize to my children. Say that I'm sorry that I was working out of my emotions. Because us as adults, we go through things throughout the day, whether it's work, bills, just things not going right, or whatever the case may be. Or you ask the kids to do something and they didn't do it to the standard that you had expected them to do it to, and it it upsets you. And you do things and then they become aggressive. So this is why the Bible is letting us know, do not provoke your children, because in that you may discourage them. But let's read this stumbling block. Woe unto the world because of the offense, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut it off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life. It's better for you to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. Right? Verse 9. And if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye, rather than having 2 eyes and being cast into hellfire. Now, disclaimer, I am not telling you to pluck out your eye or go cut off your hand, okay? It's telling you that you need to get rid of these things, that you need to work on these things. If your eye is making you offend, then you need to work on what it is that you're looking at. If your hand is causing you to sin, then you need to stop touching those things or doing those things with your hand. This is why it just said in where was we at? Deuteronomy, I believe, where it talked about you need to bind them upon your hands and upon your eyes. This is what it's talking about, right? Right here in Matthew. The same thing we just read in Deuteronomy is the same thing it's talking about right here. Get that evil off of you, right? Now, verse 10, it says, take heed. Listen to this. Take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. Not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in the Shemayim, or heaven, there my locks do always behold the face of my Abba, which is in the Shemayim. Meaning, these little ones, they have angels that are watching over them. And when you despise means to hate. If you hate one of these little ones, or you do something to one of these little ones, this angel or Malak, right, He goes and he lets the Father know what's going on in heaven. He goes and he lets them know. Because all of us have a Malak watching over us, even these little ones, right? So think about that. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. Okay? So I hope that resonates with you and you have an understanding. Hopefully it edified you in some type of way. Let's move on to the book of Psalms. We'll be in the book of Psalms, chapter 127. Prosperity comes from Yahweh. There's so much here, you know. Man, it's just so much. It's powerful right here. This is powerful, powerful, powerful. It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sadness, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Calm. This is what I want, 3. I'm going to just start at 3, right? But all the rest of that was just so powerful. Lo, children are a heritage. Children are an heritage of Yahweh, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. So it's a reward to have children, you know? It's a blessing to have children. Verse 27, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Right? What good is a mighty man to have a bow but don't have no arrows when something he can't protect himself? He can't be that man of a mighty man if you don't have arrows, right? So this is what it's saying is, so are the children of your youth. Verse 5, happy is the man that haveth his quiver full of them. Full of what? Children. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. Meaning your children, if you raise them up right and you do right by them, they shall protect you from your enemies. They won't allow for them to come near you, right? But let's get where it's at. I know everybody is like, I've heard that before. Don't provoke your children. Let's get to it. I just wanted to bring out a quick few before, we dive right into the meat of it. But here we go. Right? We'll go right to the meat of it. Verse 4. And it says, and ye fathers, once again, and ye dads out there, provoke not your children to wrath. Let's get the other one, the classic. Husband, love your wife and be not bitter. Here it is right here. Children, obey your parents in all things, for this is well pleasing unto Yahweh. Okay, here it is right here. 21. Fathers, once again, dads out there, knock, knock. Can you hear me? Hopefully. Dads, fathers, provoke not your children to anger. There it is again. Lest they be discouraged. And we don't want our children to be discouraged. Okay? So take the time. Apologize if you have to. Because, we're all working to get to perfection. And I don't know if you're perfect yet. But if you are perfect, then you wouldn't provoke your children. Right? No man is perfect. Okay? No man is all-knowing. Right? For even they look down on Peter and the disciples and everybody for what? They said these were not learned men. These are just fishermen. But like Paul said, one thing we do not lack, Salakia, we may be rude in speech, meaning we may not have the finest speech. We may not quote the best words and say the best words in a certain particular type of way. But one thing we do not lack is the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High Yahweh Allah. Even Moses, when Yahweh came to him, this is why Aaron spoke for him, because Moses said, I'm not a man that can speak good. Actually, he said he was a stutterer, that he stuttered a lot. But the Most High said, I'm with you and I'm with you in your mouth. But he still said, listen, I'm not a good speaker. So this is why Aaron spoke for Moses. But never think that Moses wasn't full of what? Knowledge and wisdom. So don't look at things as men look at things. For like Isaiah said in 6, having eyes they cannot see and having ears they cannot hear. So pay close attention, okay? And Abbas, fathers, dads, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. We don't want to discourage the children. We want to uplift them and encourage them to walk in the ways of the Most High Yahweh, our Almighty Father, right? And our King, Hamashiach Yahushai, who laid down his life for us. But we're going to move on, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. Psalms 103. Praise Yahweh's mercy. All praises be. Who redeemeth the life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercy. Oh, that's powerful right there. Let me go on and get what I want to get. I'll be reading everything. I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing better than the word of the Most High. Powerful, powerful. Like as a father pitteth his children, so Yahweh pitteth them that fear him. Right? Let's get the definition of that word. Hold on. It's the Raha'am in Hebrew, 7:3.
Strong's H, 7355, Rachem, Rachem.
To love deeply, mercy, be compassionate, have tender affection, have compassion, to love. A primitive root, by implication, to love, to be, compassionate or compassionate. Have compassion, love. So that's what it's saying, have compassion, have love, right? So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Like as the Father love or has compassion on his children, so Yahweh love or have compassion on them that fear him. All praises be to the Most High for that one right there. Verse 14, for he knoweth our fame, he remembereth that we are what? Dust, or frame, not fame, frame. He remembereth that we are what? Dust, dirt. For it says that Adam was formed from the dust of the earth, right? For he knoweth our frame, he remembereth that we are dust. As for man, his days are as grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourisheth. I'm going to leave off with that, man. I mean, that was beautiful right there. This 103, Psalms 103 and verse 13. Like as the Father loveth or has compassion on his children, so Yahweh has love and compassion on them that fear him. So I pray and hope that you fear Yahweh. And please, please, please do not provoke your children because they may get discouraged, or you may anger them to wrath. And we don't want that. So with that being said, hopefully this edified somebody or was edifying in some kind of way. This is why we do the work. Don't forget to hit the like button, share, subscribe. And with that, man, we're going to say all praises be to the Abanawi Yahweh, Allah, call Allah Yahweh, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashama Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And we say, Shalawam.